seen it coming, but that was no surprise. It's hard to keep your eye on the ball through the bottom of a glass. I just hoped I could get to Fabiana and Giovanna in time. I knew if I didn't get to the girls... The doors had been chained shut. I didn't need my Portuguese for Beginners phrase book to work out what was going on. The guy making the noise was the boss. He was sending them around to cut me off from the other side. And sure enough, a few seconds later, I had some company on the dance floor. There had to be another way out through the VIP lounge. Rich fools love a private exit. One thing I had in common with the clientele of this trendy hellhole, some shared habits. It was your typical trendy hellhole, a playground for the overpreened and undernourished. Sushi and house music and vodka, a place you don't get through the door unless you're rich, beautiful, or, in this instance, it seemed, a heavily armed psychopath. Poor bastard's name was Claudio. I found out later he was a pretty big-shot soccer player for the Galatians, some nearly superstar just back from Europe. The usual. Scored goals, scored girls. The only box he'd be getting into now was the one he'd be leaving in. I remembered there was a patio upstairs. About the only thing I'd managed to clock in that place was the smoking area.
Sao Paulo's favorite bodyguard. How's it going, bro? What? Jesus, Max. Hey, I'm on my way.
No, stay in the chopper. On the way out.
Son of a bitch. Another delay I didn't need. This wasn't looking good. I'd almost lost the boss's wife once this week. Now I was giving them two for the price of one. One thing I had in common with the clientele of this trendy hellhole. Some shared habits. All this unfinished business, and all I could think about was my unfinished scotch.
I've seen men run over by combines. I've seen husbands who just take their wives for a gunfight in a disco.
You were a cop?
Yeah, just retired. Oh, what a life that was. And it gave me the money to raise a family. I got a girl at college in Wisconsin and a boy who's playing football for Minnesota State. You want to see the picture?
No, that's all right. Sounds nice. Listen, you're staying here. Don't be a hero.
Oh, I won't. I'm retired.
Happy, healthy ex-cop? Give me a break.
Chega! Que porra você tá fazendo? Como assim? Você tá com algum problema,
Whatever the
cara?
hell they were
Deixa ele
arguing
em paz.
about, it was time for me to add my 2 cents.
Estamos aqui por causa das meninas do branco. Ele não tem nada a ver.
Victor's political campaign was starting to come unstuck. Seemed the Broncos' luck was on the turn. If only that was the worst news they'd received that day. They were still alive, at least. This crew was starting to look a lot like friends of the gatecrashers at last week's party. These guys had some real issues with the Broncos. They were back to finish the job. I figured it was time to start doing mine.
Vai agora! Me cobre! Vai! Te dou cobertura! Vai te fuder, filha da puta!
Nota de 1000 não tem mais valor. O 5.000 conquistou a cor. E no destino faz do homem ser pescador. Com esta civil, seu rebolado, e acompanhando estou indo lá. Você mulata não aguento mais. Seu pai mulata não foi Cabral, foi Satanás.
This wasn't the time to be second-guessing myself. I had to hurry or I'd lose them.
Elevador! Entra, caralho!
Cala a boca, sua vadia! Está ali!
Cala a boca, sua puta!
They were headed for the helicopter pad. I had to get to the roof before Giovanna and Fabiana left on a one-way flight. I knew this was going to be a bad idea, but in the continued absence of any good ones, I decided to go with it. What a view. I guess my time in Sao Paulo wasn't quite the paid holiday in the sun I'd been promised. At least I was getting shot at by a better class of psychopath. These guys weren't messing around. This place was like Baghdad with G-strings. A couple of more seconds and I'd have given some poor street cleaner a crappy start to his day. Now, I had a ride to catch. There was a goddamn army of these goons. Clearly, somebody wanted these girls bad. Or maybe they just assumed the Broncos security team consisted of more than a drunk American has-been and a Brazilian never-was who should have paid more attention in flying school. Either way, I needed to find Giovanna before they did.
Isso está ficando vergonhoso! Ela não vale a pena. Temos a mulher... O Serrano vai cortar nosso saco se ela escapar! Vou gostar de matar essa puta! Tem muito...
The odds on Giovanna still being alive were getting worse by the second, and if Fabiana wasn't dead already, I was guessing pretty soon she'd start wishing she was. I was up for one god-awful performance review. It was Giovanna's necklace. I had to hope the rest of her was still intact.
Giovanna! What the hell are you doing?
Seems like I wasn't the only guy around here who had taken his eye off the ball. My weakness was the drink. Passo's was the sister. Things were turning pretty ugly in this town. The boss's girl was gone, and part of me wished I was too.